The global theatre, or the world's a stage. William Shakespeare moved from his home of Stratford upon Avon to the largest city of London in the late 1580s. Because there were no playhouses in Stratford, Shakespeare had never seen a freestanding playhouse before arriving in London. The first playhouse in London had been built just a few years earlier in 1567 and was called the Theatre. Its title invoked the enormous circular amphitheaters of ancient Greece and Rome. After making a name for himself by publishing two book-length poems, Venus and Adonis in 1593 and The Rape of Lucrece, 1594, Shakespeare joined several other actors to form an acting company called the Lord Chamberlain's Man in 1594. Because the Lord Chamberlain's Men did not have a playhouse of their own, the acting company performed most of their early plays at the theatre. This was a convenient arrangement because the lead actor in Shakespeare Company, Richard Burbage, was also a co-owner and manager of the theatre. Yet, in the late 1590s, the owner of the land where the theatre was built refused to renew Richard Burbage's lease, so the theatre was forced to close, and Shakespeare's company began to perform at a nearby playhouse called The Curtain. Alas, this new venue did not draw large audiences. As Shakespeare Company began to lose money, they sold off four of their most popular playbooks, including Richard III, Henry IV, and Love's Labour's Lost, to a printer who published them in cheap paperback editions called quartos. The members of Lord Chamberlain's Men were likely worried that they would soon have to sell off their costumes and disband the company altogether. So, in order to save their company, they decided to dismantle the theatre. On a snowy night in 1598, under cover of darkness, the actors in Shakespeare's company gathered with lanterns and swords outside the theatre. After posing guard around the perimeter, a crew of about a dozen workmen began to remove the wooden boards that had been used to construct the theatre. They loaded the timber onto wagons and transported them across the Thames River to a site which they had staggered near the Rose Theatre in Southwark. Over the next few months, a talented carpenter named Peter Streety recycled the wood from the theatre and constructed a splendid new playhouse. Shakespeare Company would call their new playhouse the Global. In an age when explorers had just proved that the earth is round, it was significant that Shakespeare and his company would call their theatre the Global. The name implied that the play staged in this theatre would focus on a diverse range of peoples living in different parts of the world. At the same time, the name framed the actors as ordinary humans performing their daily tasks on the stage of life. The name may have also provoked audiences to reflect upon the theatrical nature of the ordinary workaday lives. What types of clothing did sailors tend to wear? And what words did they use to express themselves? How did the costumes and speech patterns of lawyers reflect their self-perception?